Okay, great. So, Carrie, Aya, Edgar, Dimitri, Abigail, thanks for being here. And Edgar, mind introducing yourself?
Hey, hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Edgar. I am a dietitian intern currently with the San Diego WIC internship. So today I created this presentation and just so we can talk a little bit about eating, mindful eating and eating healthy right now during the holidays.
Okay, nice.
Okay,
Have you shared your
so
screen yet? Or
yes, I will be pulling up my presentation.
nice.
Okay, I'm just gonna share it.
There we go. Nice.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. So a little bit about me. I went to Cal State San Bernardino. I graduated actually from my extension campus, which is in Palm Desert. So I graduated my bachelor's degree in food nutrition science. Um, so hobbies I like to do. I am really into um, exercising. So my favorite things is cycling. So any bike ridings. I also really like to play tennis. Out here where I'm from, so I'm from the Palm Springs area. There's a lot of like mountains and trails we can all do like kind of like hiking in a way. So those are always fun to do. Um, and my hometown. So I grew up in the Coachella Valley, Palm Springs area. Um, let's see here, and I haven't been able to see our guest list. So let's see. I know you were talking to is it Carrie Ann, one of our participants today.
Yes.
Carrie Ann, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Carrie Ann. So I'm calling from Palm Springs there. So where are you calling from?
I'm in La Mesa, California.
Okay, so oh perfect. And then Dimitri, am I saying that correctly? Or maybe I don't see he has a mic on, so maybe he won't be able to chime in a bit. Okay, so I'll keep going. Let's see here. Okay, so a little bit of an icebreaker. So I want to talk about like what's your favorite holiday food. So for me, I want to begin with pasta. So I'm a really big pasta fan, and I always try to make them homemade. I really don't buy any like canned or jarred sauces. I like to make them um my way fresh, but definitely high in calories because I'll add like heavy whipping cream and butter and things like that. So not the healthiest, but definitely a holiday favorite. Um, what about the rest of y'all?
Carrie Ann, I don't know that I really have a holiday favorite. I mean, my family does, and so I make the Ruth
Mhm.
Chris sweet potato casserole every holiday, I guess,
Ooh,
but
okay.
I don't eat it. So the rest of the family eats that. But I guess green bean casserole, my mom had sent me a recipe years ago, and so I guess that would probably be my favorite. Because
Okay.
yeah, I can't think of anything. I mean, we do a Cajun deep fried turkey from Popeyes on Thanksgiving. I just got a prime rib roast or whatever from Costco for Christmas dinner.
Okay. Okay. That sounds pretty good. Anyone else that like to share? Okay. I'll keep going. Let's see here. Okay, so overview. What are we
Oh
going to be
yeah, I
talking
meant to
about
say
today?
I love my butternut squash. Yeah, I didn't realize I was muted, but yeah, butternut squash. I mean, uh, all that stuff and spices. I kind of like spicy foods for some reason. Yeah.
Okay,
So anyways, yeah.
perfect. Okay, so overview. So what we're gonna be talking about today. So we'll talk a little bit about mindful eating. Are you really hungry? Holiday eating tips, and also home exercising. So next, okay, so mindful eating. So what is mindful eating? What are the benefits? So let's talk about mindful eating. Mindful eating is allowing yourself to become more aware of what you're eating in a positive way with food selection, preparation, remembering to listen to the signals in your body, respond to food properly, and guiding your hunger and fullness cues appropriately. What are the benefits? The main benefit I want to focus on is connecting your hunger and fullness cues. So we'll talk a little bit about that next. Also, it encourages you to make healthy eating choices rather than focusing on you being on a diet. Mindful eating in short. So someone who is mindful eating is just someone who knows there's no right way, no wrong way to eat. They're also aware of the foods that they're eating. They know that eating is a unique experience. They're willing to accept that. Someone who is making healthy choices, someone who knows the effects of not eating mindfully, sorry, and also have health goals, and they know that that can be achieved through eating properly. Okay, so are you really hungry? So we'll talk about a little bit more of those cues that I mentioned earlier. So how do we know if we're really hungry? What are your cues and typical cues? Okay, let's see here. Carrie Ann, any hunger signs that you've noticed that you might have?
Um, not really.
Mm-hmm.
I drink a lot of water. And so I learned a long time ago that when you think you're hungry, drink water because it'll fill you up. And most of the time you're dehydrated, not hungry.
I remember,
Okay,
I
okay.
remember,
Mm-hmm.
hearing that at one point too. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. So how do we know if we're hungry? So the reason why I asked individually, so hunger signs are actually very, again, individualized. It really depends on the amount of energy you spend. So someone who is relaxing all day in bed might need less energy consumption versus the person who maybe has a labor intensive job, or they're running around after the kids at home, or they have multiple dogs they're taking care of. They're exercising regularly. So it all depends on the level of activity that we do. Typical hunger signs are going to include maybe stomach growling, low energy, shakiness, headaches, maybe not being able to focus. Doesn't mean that we should wait until we feel like this. More so, let's recognize how we feel before we eat. So next time we have our next meal, so maybe an idea that we can start doing is jotting down how do we feel before we eat? Are we, how do are you eating maybe because you might feel a little bit bored, or are you eating because this is around a routine time that you would typically eat? So let's go here till continuing on. So listening to your cues and also what to do. Okay, listening to your cues. The tough part about listening to your cues is just that itself. It's just listening to them, following them, listening to your body when your body wants to maybe tells you that you're full, but you see there's still dessert left over. You want to have that second bite of dessert. So listening to your body saying, you know what, I'm full, I'm not gonna eat, or I'm actually hungry, I'm gonna eat. So that is really the toughest part about listening to your cues. But what can we do about this? Something we could do is plan ahead of time. So maybe eating some healthy snacks so you aren't as hungry, let's say before having dinner or lunch, or typically when food is going to be served. Take breaks between bites. Watch for your body to receive that fullness cues and stop eating once you feel full. Another one, a good idea is limit distractions around you to avoid mindless eating. So when you're distracted, you can be more likely to ignore those hunger and fullness signs. Okay, so are you really hungry? So let's go a little bit more on difficulties. So difficulties. So updates right now to our everyday life with technology has really advanced how we eat. Now it's so easy to order food from the touch of our phone or phone call, and especially right now, with the stay-at-home recommendations, we might be have a little bit more accessibility to have food either delivered to us or we're just around food 24/7. But remember, our body is a communicator, and sometimes it is going to be difficult to understand if you are hungry or you are bored. So recognize those signs of maybe like, some chips sounds really good right now, or I actually want to eat because I'm hungry. Okay, let's see here. So, and just a quick food for thought as well. So remember that food isn't something to be afraid of. If food is your way of celebrating accomplishments or birthdays, don't be fearful of eating a little extra. However, beginning these habits of mindful eating on a regular basis can remind you to take it easy at these celebrations, and you continue to mindful eat the next day after the celebration is done. All right, let's go to the healthy eating tips for the holidays. So let's start with making a plan, how to eat, and also eat your favorites. So making a plan. If the meal is going to be served a little bit later than normal dinner time, perhaps eat a small snack, high protein snack, like that you can be a little bit more full when dinner is going to be served. If you're planning on eating sweets, maybe cutting back on high starchy foods or high fat foods, such as like a half portion of potatoes instead of a full one or half portion of bread. Don't skip on meals to save up for like your big dinner feast. This can cause you to feel really hungry when it's time for dinner and maybe overeat. Plan how we eat. So let's start with veggies. Let's start with eating our vegetables first to get the edge off our appetite. Eat slowly. It takes about maybe 20 minutes for our brain to realize that we are full. And also eat your favorites because your favorites aren't bad food. Okay, let's continue a little bit on.
Do you mind
So
opening up
I'm
maximizing?
sorry,
Could you maximize your
Maximus? Okay, I would just have any just in case I needed a meal. Okay, so
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry about
okay, perfect.
that. Thanks.
Okay, so let's remember to sleep. Let's rethink our drink. Remember to exercise, and again, remember those vegetables. So remember to sleep. When you're sleep deprived, people tend to eat a little bit more, and also prefer high fat foods and also high sugary foods. So try to aim for those 7 to 8 hours a night to reduce those mindless eating. Rethink your drink. Around this time, holiday time, a glass of eggnog can be around maybe 500 calories a glass, versus a glass of wine or beer can be maybe 200 calories. Just remember that water is no calories. Remember to exercise. Suggest maybe a household walk after dinner, or maybe instead of playing games or watching a show or a movie, a little exercise before you do those activities at home. Remember to always include those vegetables. Adding more veggies to your plate can reduce the calorie intake and also help you feel a little bit more full. I'm going to continue on a little bit. So looking at the options, making sure to cook a healthy dish, baked goods, and avoiding an empty stomach. So let's look at the options when we're going to go eat. Um, when you're about to build like your dinner plate, look at all the options. Make sure to portion out everything that it's not gonna overstuff you when you're eating. Make sure to cook a healthy dish as well. In a typical year, potlucks are typical. Everyone brings a party themed food, and usually a healthy item is left out. Again, in a typical year, maybe you are going to be the one to start bringing those healthy dishes. Baked goods. Try out if you're a fan of making any desserts, sweets at home, maybe like cupcakes. Try adjusting your favorite baking recipe with a healthy substitute, such as switching out sugar for applesauce. Avoid an empty stomach. Of eating something small again with high proteins to avoid feeling really hungry at dinner time can result in overeating. So if you're really hungry at dinner time, you might be overeating a bit. So avoiding that empty stomach by adding a little bit more protein to the body, a little food, little snacks here and there, so like that we don't feel like we're starving. Lastly, exercise at home. So here's a little bit of tips of exercising at home. Maybe search online for free exercises on videos, or there's an abundance of apps now on your phone that you can download. Use your phone again to play maybe music or dance around the house, get motivated. A good one that I've done before too is I will play like a podcast, go on a walk or a bike ride, use that as my timer for my exercise. See here. Maybe when you're getting a little bit more advanced, start making those sets and those repetitions into a routine. And if you need a little bit more resistance, be creative. Use household items like flour or maybe water gallons to increase the intensity to your workouts at home. Okay, so here's going to be a little bit more information of our Skinny Jean project. So the phone number, email, and the website if you have any more questions. And that's pretty much it. Any questions?
Yeah, thanks, Edgar. Yeah, I mean, just to go back to that that slide with the contact information, just so that we have it up.
Oh, I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, in case some people weren't able to make it, that were signed up to come to the
Sure.
presentation here. So just this will be recorded and sent over to them. Yeah, with the lifestyle modification program, if you haven't already heard of it, it's a very unique program where you come together once a week for a duration of anywhere from 6 to 12 months. And, you get to interact with lifestyle coaches that help modify your lifestyle in order to prevent diabetes. So,
Is this a nationwide, I'm sorry, is this a nationwide project?
it's for the most part a local California project, but it's expanding and really draw in people from all across the globe because diabetes is a problem all
Yeah,
across.
it's huge.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to Edgar's point, yeah, this concept of how we're hungry. Some of the stuff seems so simple when it gets told to you, but it really is fundamental, and it's those little things that make the biggest differences. So we're very excited to try to get more people to join these calls and overall just share their experiences and where they're at or what they've learned. It's wonderful. So. Yeah, Carrie Ann, yeah, how long, are you part of the program program right now? How long have you been in it? Or what's
I think I started in November.
okay.
It's probably been about, a little over a month maybe.
Okay,
I think.
nice.
Yeah, and so so far, I think, well, we started keeping track of our at first we just started keeping track of the amount of time that we spent exercising
Okay.
in minutes and our weight. And then somebody recommended an app because we started doing our food, keeping track of the food that we were eating. And so I got an app that somebody referred me to, the My Fitness app. And so I started that on November 30th. So I think that was our third week probably doing in the project, in the series. And I think we're live for at least 6 months, but it's a year-long thing is what I was told.
Yeah.
But in that time frame, I've lost 8 pounds since November 30th.
Congratulations. That's very.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. It just I've had my personal ups and downs and my physical weight and just with just all based on the surroundings of my life and the lifestyle that I was in. So it's one you can't unlearn good habits, and that's one wonderful thing about this. You know, that's why it's a year, and you develop that habit, and it's wonderful. It sticks with you, and then you can start incorporating it. And
Right,
sharing.
and the good thing about this one is it's, you know, it's real tangible, kind of obvious stuff. I've done Weight Watchers in the past, and so, you know, I don't have to pay for an app to still be able to maintain and sustain what I'm doing
Mhm.
with this project. So it's more sustainable for me based on the fact that I can look at a label now and really understand it, as with, you know, with Weight Watchers, that wasn't the case because, you know, they had their proprietary software and their point system. So it wasn't, you know, it was not, it was
Right.
as clear as mud.
Yeah, yeah. Well, stuff sometimes is set up in form of a game that sometimes does help some people, but yeah, this is a little bit different. It's very engaging, and what I personally like about it a lot is you know, especially particularly this year where everyone's so isolated and they have to, you know, just be less social. This is a wonderful way to you know, have other people share the same exact challenges that you're having, and it isn't necessarily just you who has these very unique experiences with you know, it's just the challenges that it comes with choosing to be active or what have you. So it's a wonderful community aspect of it too, which is so much fun. But yeah, I'm excited to hear everyone else's stories. It's all about sharing those stories, and because it inspires everybody else to make good decisions. So, um, on that note, yeah, thank everybody for coming here today. Are there any questions left around, or any kind of curiosities, or anything like that?
I just, with this, Carrie Ann, I just like for, if you could send me the recording as well, please.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You signed up on the RSVP link,
Yes.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
great. You'll be getting that video as soon as we do upload it onto the YouTube. Um,
Awesome.
and yeah, you know, share the word. There's going to be so many more presentations coming up, and it's only going to get more interactive, and it's going to grow and get really fun. So we're very excited,
Yeah.
nonetheless. It's the closing chapter of 2020, starting 21 on a good foot. So yeah, all right, guys. Well, thanks everyone. Have a wonderful night, and yeah, eat intuitively.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thank
Yeah,
you.
happy
Thank you.
holidays.
Likewise.